Hey, world builders, welcome back to Build Together. This is day 218. Today's prompt comes from a nugget in the Discord and is, what are some common pregnancy traditions slash rites in your world? So I just wrote a general pregnancy and birth practices document because I actually didn't have really anything for this in Attovia, believe it or not. And I'm super grateful to Nugget for coming up with this prompt because I think it's super interesting. So I wrote about two of my four human ethnicities, the Nemalians and the Emodians. The Nemalians, they use this natural anesthetic called tuim, specifically the spores of the tuum plant, which is this plant that grows a bunch of long stalks that stop at these like bowl, upside down bowl-like leaves, and on the underside are spores, which is how they reproduce. Similar to ferns, they do not reproduce via seeds; they reproduce via little spores that can get in the ground and things, and then produce a first part of the cycle, and that ends up in the second part of the cycle. But specifically, the Nemalians take the spores, which have a natural numbing agent, and they mix them with sap squeezed out of the stems of the tuum plant, and they will create like a little ointment basically out of this, and they will rub it on the stomach and back of a pregnant woman, and that is believed to sort of alleviate some of the pain of contractions. They're usually done later on in the pregnancy. And there's this common belief among Nemalians of if you are pregnant, you need to be living an active lifestyle as much as possible, and this is likely connected to things like Armupe, which is a sort of leaping dance that Nemalians will do for one another when they wish to express romantic interest or love, and sort of general advice that has grown up around a culture of people who generally have a slower metabolism. And affection and health are strongly associated and linked to activity, and a mother to be should not neglect these things because that could potentially lead to a baby that is less healthy when it is born. Now, the Emodians don't have anything in a lot of their practice as it pertains to a pregnant person that is unique from the general stuff that happens in the continent. But what is interesting is an Emodian who is suddenly seen appearing praying at like as many altars as they can or going to temples that they have not been to before. It is assumed that they know someone who's pregnant, are pregnant, or are family of someone who's pregnant, because it is common among Emodians to try and go to pray at any altar, any temple, any god in your vicinity that you can get to, and to give gifts to those gods as well as a representation of sort of like hope and luck for the child. This seems to stem from a really long history of oppression and this belief that Emodians were tieflings and that this was connected to people that used to hunt tieflings down and publicly immolate them. But these mutations are no more prevalent in Emodians than other ethnicities, so this practice continues, but doesn't actually need to happen, but it is interesting. What are some common pregnancy practices slash rites in your world? Thanks for building together.